Hi tribe, we're Twin Oracles. Welcome. We hope you're having a wonderful day. We're back with another reading for you. We hope you're all doing well. These are some card decks that we may or may not be using. We would also like to give a shout out to Which Way Witchery with this from Etsy. And she has created this beautiful Pink Dream Clarity deck. So make sure to watch this video until the very end, because we will be using this deck to answer a yes or no question that you might have in mind. So watch this video until the very end. That's when we will be pulling a card for you to answer a question that you might have. So think of a question and we'll get some answers for you at the very end. We're going to start with the affirmations, Words of Inner Wisdom by Lorraine Anderson. One thing I'm hearing is today we have a solar eclipse, for those of you that may or may not know.
It's a new moon in Taurus.
New moon in Taurus and a solar eclipse today. And I'm hearing to go with the flow of things so that you can allow things to change in your life. So now is not the time to be making these big extravagant plans and planning and whatnot. It's more so time to ground yourself and stabilize yourself internally instead of trying to stabilize your external environment. It's more so important to go inwards so that you can stabilize yourself during these energies, because it feels as though there's going to be a lot of changes coming through and you're being asked to allow for change, not to resist it. But seems like it's an opportunity for blessings to come your way. Keep in mind, things do take time, but these energies will help you to align with whatever it is you're wanting to create, but it's better to just stay out of your own way. So change, allowing for change to welcome the blessings. Woo. Okay, so we have a card all the way over here, and we have another card that fell here. Let's put this one here. So this one says, breathe. Inhale, create space with your being. Exhale, expand into the universe, and repeat. So this is going to be, it feels like it's going to be a volatile time. So it's going to be a reminder to breathe, like I'm saying, to go within.
Up, down. Things will go up, things will go down.
And you might get frustrated if you feel like you have no control over the situation. You're trying to plan something in this direction, and then something totally happens that sabotages your plans and sideswipes you. Expect those type of energies with this solar eclipse and new moon in Taurus. So expect those type of energies, and to breathe, to really breathe and ground yourself. Don't take life so seriously during this time. If you're trying to do something and the universe brings you in a totally different direction, don't resist it. Allow for this change to come through and just breathe through it. Be like, okay, well, God knows better than me what's happening. So I'm just going to trust in the universe. I'm going to trust that God knows what's best for me, and I'm just going to go with the flow. You're really being asked to go with the flow. And then number 16 says, give. Give someone all the things you wish someone had given to you. So, if you're getting frustrated during this time, remembering to breathe. And so I'm also hearing, if you're a trailblazer, which many of you, if this video has found you, a lot of you are trailblazers. So you're being asked to help those people that perhaps can't give to themselves or can't see themselves through these energies. Just reach out to others. I'm getting that message strongly, is to reach out to others as much as you can. If you feel like you can help others, but if you're in a time where you're struggling yourself, then all around the message is to go within.
And if you are struggling yourself, you can always pray for others, while you're praying for yourself, meditate, and just give out good wishes to the world. It does arrive and reach people that are needing it most.
And it comes back to you tenfold as well.
Right.
So breathe and give yourself the gift of breath during these times. Okay?
So let's dig into the Tarot cards Dark Forest. So we have one card so far. Whoa, okay.
That was a
These two
somersault.
cards just fell out and flipped over, so we'll take them. If you are going through a difficult time, or if you experience something that you weren't expecting, something unexpected, just know that this too shall pass. This too shall pass. You might want to write that down on a piece of paper or on a cue card. This too shall pass. I breathe in and I breathe out, and I surrender to the universe. I surrender to God. Be still and know that I am God is another affirmation that you can possibly write down on cue card. It's funny actually, because yes, all these cards came out in reverse. We have the Page of Swords in reverse, the Four of Swords in reverse, and the Nine of Wands in reverse. So some of you are already feeling this lack of clarity, not knowing what to do, not knowing where to go, feeling like you can't go on any further. You feel like there's nothing to be grateful for. It just feels like things are really down for you, feeling like you can't go on. You don't have the strength to persevere. So it's what we were picking up in the beginning when, this card says like breathe in and breathe out. Be patient with yourself, be kind and loving with yourself. Know that this too shall pass.
I'm also hearing...
And to rest. Now is the time to rest, to stop, take some time out. If things are not going your way, it's not because you're being punished. It's because God wants you to take a time out and rest. And some of you can't handle this. We all get in that point. So I can't, what are you talking about rest? I have things to do. What are you talking about? That's impossible. And I do want to say, it's not me, it's God. God is carving out this period in your life. Things aren't going the way that the direction that you want them to go. It's not going in that way. It's because God's carving out this time and this space for you to rest. So that way He can communicate with you. And so you rest up and commune with God. That will allow God's messages to come to you. You will be able to receive His messages if you're in this mode of resting. But it looks like some of you may want to fight this mode of resting. You might not want to rest. Some of you are go-getters. Some of you work all the time, enjoy working. It's a beautiful thing. But some of you tend to go overboard at times. It's like you have this busy bee or workaholic mentality. And I do suggest to take this time out. Not because you're going to be forced to by God. You're taking this time out because you're choosing to. Please choose this time to rest and receive the messages from God, because God will bring you to the direct route. If we choose not to rest and relax, and if we choose to take matters into our own hands, we will go down the long road, the long path. And it might be a harder path for us to go down, or a longer path, or there might be delays or detours, or we might get lost just to try to find our way back home again. So rest so you can strengthen up. God's giving you this time, an opportunity right now to rest, to build your strength, build your mind, get clarity, and listen for the voice of God, and listen for God's messages when He's asking you what action steps to take. But until you hear God's message of what action steps to take, don't take action.
And so one message that I'm getting with these energies is to expect the unexpected. As I'd mentioned before, I mean, you can be totally sideswiped. You might be planning for something and the exact opposite happens. And you're like, what? I can't believe this. How could this even happen? You know, like I had planned everything. I had everything set up, ready to go. And now this happens. So expect the unexpected, expect abrupt change. Expect, and this doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, my friends. Like,
It's going to be different for everyone.
It's going to be different for everyone. So if you've been resisting, you know, maybe the universe has been trying to send you messages, telling you to make some changes, and you've been resisting and resisting and resisting, well, then you might be forced into some situations, okay? But if you've been eagerly seeking and obedient to God's word and the universe and following the cookie crumbs and being obedient to the callings that you hear and following through on them, then you will receive a lot of the things that you're wanting to receive. Now, either way, A or B, you will eventually get everything that you deserve. It's the law of karma. So you will get everything you deserve. Sometimes we just take shortcuts, and other times we take the detour or the scenic route or whatever the case may be. But it's like, on one hand, so with these energies, really expect the unexpected and don't plan. I wouldn't take the time. I wouldn't necessarily say not to plan, right? It's okay to have a plan, but don't be surprised if that plan changes, is what I'm trying to say. So to go with the flow, go with the flow. Now, many of you will receive...
For some of you, on that note, you might be receiving someone in your life that you weren't expecting. Right? It's like you have this plan, that plan, everything is planned out. You have all these goals and it's all oriented, it's all set up. And then all of a sudden, someone enters your life and you're like, okay, I did not plan for this. Where do I fit this in? And that's just for some of you. I just picked that up now.
And the other thing as well is, you know, some of you might receive something unexpected. It could have something to do with money. And you're like, wow, I wasn't expecting this. Right? So I'm not saying this is a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. And I'm definitely not saying it's a bad thing. All I'm saying is to use these energies, to allow these energies to support you by going with the flow, staying open, staying grounded, meditating, and allow the pieces to fall where they may. Okay? So it's like, on one hand, there's suffering. You know, you've gone through a lot, you've had challenges, you've had, you know, some suffering times that you've been through. And on the other hand, you're moving to receiving what you deserve. You know, it finally feels like all the hard work that you've put in is starting to pay off. It's like you're able to feel, sense, and perhaps even see the work that you've done, right? You're starting to tangibly perhaps see it or feel it or know that things are starting to finally work in your favor. You know, that's what I'm really feeling. I'm feeling, you know, moving from suffering to deserving, from lack of confidence to being confident, to perhaps little flow in abundance to more flow in abundance, to hiding and not wanting to be seen, to being exposed out in the public. So I'm seeing a lot of this, but there are some of you as well that are being asked to make a change in your life, okay? If you haven't already, you are being asked to, if you've already made changes, great, keep going, continue to make those changes, right? Filter through, you know, it's like using a filter, right? Take inventory and stock of your life and filter through the things like, does this serve me, or is this outdated? Have I outgrown this? And for others of you, you are really being asked to make some choices and changes in your life. So if you've caught yourself in the past putting up some resistance, or, you know, for example, if you've been in addiction and, you know that you have to stop having the caffeine, or changing what you eat, or exercising more, whatever the case may be, it can be places, however this fits in your life. It could be working too much. It could be overindulging too much. But if you've heard the nudge from God or the universe to make these changes, now's a good time to start making these changes. You will be supported during this time. But if you don't feel like you can do it on your own, always ask for help.
Mm-hmm. But for those of you that are resisting these changes, that's where you may or may not experience some discomfort. So if you've been hearing the messages, if a friend says to you, maybe you really should consider this, and then you go out the next day and you see the same thing written on a magazine, and then you go out the next day and you hear it on the radio, you should really consider doing this. If you're hearing these messages, please do take the initiative on your own and make the change, because the last thing you would want is for that change to be imposed upon you. So don't be in the resistance. That change is there to benefit you, to help you feel better, and for you to be better and to grow and to evolve.
And to guide you as well. And we have said it before, tribe, if you've heard the same message 3 times or more, that's a strong message. So one more thing I do want to mention is it does feel like there are blessings coming your way, okay? This is a great time to perhaps not take life so seriously, to go out, have some fun, celebrate, obviously everything in moderation, go with the flow, have an idea of a plan that you want to do, but don't expect it to follow through. But to really have some fun, to really have some fun, and to expect that things might change abruptly. Because when you're in the allowance of, okay, worst thing that's going to happen is for the next little bit, now that I know that things can change abruptly or things can change unexpectedly, I'm well aware of that. So I'm just going to remember to tell myself to be more in the flow, go with the flow, whatever's in front of me, whatever happens, just go with the flow. I trust in the universe, I trust in the divine plan, and I trust in these energies that are here for me, as everything is working behind the scenes for my highest good. So we'll leave that there. But yeah, there is victory. There's something that's going to be coming in for you as well that's going to give you an opportunity to celebrate. Mm-hmm. And you could always start celebrating in advance and say, thank you, God, Source, Universe, Spirit. I thank you in advance, and I'm going to celebrate what's to come.
I'm feeling for a small select group of you, there's already something within your life that you've been wanting and you've been desiring it. And just because you haven't seen it yet present itself, it doesn't mean it's not already in your life. I hope I explained that well, but it's something that's already in your life. You just haven't even been aware that it was there. It was like underneath the carpet, underneath the rug, and you'll receive it. And when you receive it, it's like, oh my gosh, wow, it's been here all along. For some of you, there's something that this is off topic, but for some of you, there's something that you're looking for, and it's underneath the rug. So I'm not sure if it's in your bedroom or in your living room, but check the rug.
And also I'm hearing, for example, an example of something happening abruptly or unexpectedly is, you might be with a partner you've been with a partner for a period of time, right? And you've been hoping that perhaps one day sooner rather than later, he pops the question. But so much time has passed that you've kind of given up on that idea. And then suddenly, oh my gosh, out of the blue, he pops the question. Totally unexpected, totally sideswipes you. You had no clue, no idea. This is just an example of what you can expect from these energies, right? So you might have been planning like, okay, I'm going to be with this person and for the longest time, and he's just not going to pop the question, and that's that. And with these energies out of the blue, it's like you're surprised, you're shocked. So that's just an example of what we're kind of trying to say with these energies. And it does feel like, yes, some of you might be proposed to. I would say within the next 2 to 3 months. Definitely you don't want to suffocate it and start counting the days. But I feel like in the next 2 to 3 months, some of you might even be proposed to. It might even be the 23rd of a month. I'm seeing the 23rd as well. So just keep that in mind.
So now we'll dig into the Island Time Wellness Love Oracle cards.
Another cute deck as well. Just going to see if any other card wants to come out. If not, I'll take these two. Okay.
Give me one more card, Brad.
So here we have Heart with a key. Came out in the reverse.
For some of you, you received from someone a pendant that has a heart with a key lock in it. That's a very specific message. Yes, okay, so I'm seeing why it's in reverse. So for some of you, you're overcoming or healing some sort of heartache. And that is why this heart with a key is in reverse. You're getting over maybe a breakup or a separation. If it's not this in your life, it could even be you're mending things with, I'm seeing like releasing an addiction. So you're freeing yourself from some sort of toxic behavior or toxic substance. And when that happens, first of all, I'm very proud of you. You've probably tried doing this many times, numerous times, over and over again, and thought you would never see the day. But giving this up, it can be uncomfortable at times, not only because it's a very difficult thing to do, but it's also because you're releasing a part of you. And sometimes that takes extra care and some extra self-care, extra special attention, just to love yourself through that. Now, in the mending of the healing heart, it does feel like, when I had mentioned earlier, some of you might have someone enter your life completely unexpected, right? It's like, you're overcoming some sort of addiction, someone enters your life, and you're, now what? Now what do I do with this? Right? Because
I didn't plan for this.
Right. And your heart's already, mending, on its way to mending. So it just brings a little bit of confusion. So in that instance and situation, I would say, again, you do not have to make a decision right away. Don't try to investigate, should I, shouldn't I, what should I do, all that sort of stuff. As I had mentioned earlier, it's most beneficial for you to take some time out, take a pause, relax, breathe in, breathe out, give yourself that time, that space to love yourself and to continue mending your heart. Because even if someone does come into your life, you want to make sure that your heart is ready to accept, your heart is open, it's healed before you get together with someone else, and you're feeling stronger. Your heart center is feeling stronger. It feels safe, that it's safe to welcome someone new into your life and into your loving heart. So don't rush in. Take some time out and talk to God, talk to your spirit guide or your angels, whatever it is you believe in, and wait for the guidance that comes from within your heart. Just don't rush in. Even if there is insane chemistry and this beautiful, passionate connection with each other, and it feels like you're both on the same page and you can see each other having a lot of fun together, that's great, that's beautiful, but first focus on mending your heart.
And so that's, earlier when I had mentioned there might be, some of you might have a choice to make. This is coming out very profoundly and very strongly, that some of you are being asked to open up your heart, to release and let go of past pains, past hurts. But that's coming out very, very profoundly, because there are new beginnings for you. There are blessings here for you. But some of you you might be scared to love again. You might be scared. Maybe you've lost in the past, and that lost has your heart closed off out of fear of loving again and losing again. Just know what did not work then will work for you now, but you are being asked to perhaps make the choice of doing the inner work to release and heal any pain of the past. And then also, again, with these energies, a big message that's coming through is, so you know how sometimes, like, if you can't see clearly, you might go to the doctor, the eye doctor, and they might prescribe glasses for you, right? And then you put these glasses on, and it's a tool that helps you to see clearly so that you can focus on reading, or you can focus on writing, or you can focus on whatever task you're doing with this new tool. And so that's great when the energies are wanting you to focus and do the work. And when I say do work, like maybe physical work or whatever the case may be, work harder at your career, for example. I'm going to say these energies are the opposite of that now. So I'm going to
Right.
say to take off the glasses.
When I was saying like an alcohol or a workaholic, right? You're saying to work
Yes.
less. Yeah.
Yeah. So like you don't need these tools right now. You can take off your glasses, take a deep breath, see with your naked eyes. If you can't see clearly, that's fine. In fact, it's probably better during this time to know that you're not going to be able to see clearly what's for you right around the corner. You might not necessarily see what's coming for you or what's here for you. Okay? So now's not the time. You're being asked to zoom out, zone out. Zone out and zoom out. I'm hearing both of those, right? So you have a camera, you want to focus in, get all those details, get the plans and orders, get the details and orders. That's not the time for these energies. During these energies, you want to throw away the zoom, the auto zoom. You want to get rid of the auto zoom. You want to
Autofocus?
autofocus. Yes, thank you. You want to get rid of the autofocus. You want to get rid of, zone out and zoom out. Okay?
Right.
You don't want to catch all the details and plan and get sucked up into details and planning.
Zone out and zoom out. I like that. Right. Okay, so now we'll get into the
Zone out, zoom out of the world, but I want to also follow that up by take that energy, because energy is energy, right? So it has to go somewhere. So I'm going to say zone out, zoom out, and go within, okay? When you're going within, you want to make sure you breathe, and you also want to make sure that you give to yourself. Give to others as much as you can. Many people need the gift of giving these days. And also give yourself the gift
but
of
take
breath.
care of yourself first.
Yes, always take care of yourself first.
So now we're going to dig into the Pink Dream Clarity deck.
And as we mentioned at the beginning of the video, to think of a question, keep a question in mind. Well, it's that time. It's that time where we pull a card from this deck to help get you some clarity. So take a moment to think about a question that you might have in mind. Be very clear in this question. You can even make it a clear yes or a clear no type of question, but make sure you formulate the question very clearly, okay? We're going to take a moment to shuffle this deck, and we're going to see what card comes out
And
for you.
make sure you ask only one question at a time.
There's my card. We'll wait for the twin.
Got it.
Got it?
It's in here.
So we have two strong no's.
So, what did yours say?
Mine says, heck nah,
Oh,
heck nah. And then the twin says, nope, nope, now's not the time. If there's something that you're wanting to create or do, now if this is something that you've already started and you've already been doing all this time, keep doing it, that's great. And if you had something in mind, you can try to do it. All I'm saying is, don't be surprised if the universe brings you in a different direction, okay? Don't be surprised if all of a sudden, out of the blue, you're being asked to move. Don't be surprised if all of a sudden, out of the blue, someone proposes to you. Or don't be surprised if out of the blue, you bump into someone and they ask you out on a date.
and now that's going to take the time that you were wanting to put into something else, right? So focus on you, self-care first, help others if you can. Don't try to etch anything in stone in your life right now or try to do anything new. Self-love, self-care, go within, meditate, and listen for the call of your own heart and the spirit inside of you.
And remember, now's not the time. So whatever question you had in mind, heck nah,
And no.
and no. Okay? So we hope these messages and all of these messages resonated with you. We thank you very much for watching. Please take a moment to like, subscribe, share our channel with others. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified of our future content. And we do, from the bottom of our heart, want to thank you for watching. It's your support that is the foundation of our channel, and it's you that encourage us to create more content in the future as well.
And thank you, seasoned viewers that have been with us for a while. Thank you, fresh viewers. You're all welcome. You're all dearly loved. And as usual, we love you from the Twin Oracles. We love you, tribe. Bye for now and enjoy your new moon.